Hello everyone, welcome back to the Satisfactory episode. Today I'm thinking about building the mortar factory because we need that to advance and we haven't built that yet. But before we do that, I kind of want to build a silica factory so we can get or build the new blueprints I got yesterday, which are here. But they all need silica, sadly. So I'm gonna build a factory that makes silica real quick. So I already had 2 drills, I just needed to merge them together here, and then after that I decided I was going to use 8 constructors, so I went ahead and put 4 on each side. And I had to split off the resource, so I went ahead and did that here. Actually on this one I think I put 5, but on the other side I definitely put 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I had an idea. I was going to do the same I do with my other factories. It's just to bring the resource on the other side and connect it here. And then just have all the output merged together in the middle. And simply all be put into a storage container, and that's what I did. So. Here I decided to put a storage container, but later on I changed it and I put a splitter here and 3 storage containers because my conveyors were slow. And here is the final outcome. I honestly think that we have enough for what we have in plan today. I kind of decided to make it a 3-way thing because I didn't have enough resources. Well, I didn't bring enough resources to do what I needed to do, and I used level 2 conveyors, but it's too slow, so I put 3 storages and broke it into 3 things. And honestly I think we have enough for a while now. 761. So yeah, I'll see y'all back at base. So the whole reason we need mortars is because we need it for the jetpack upgrade, the oil processing, and the petroleum power. So it's something we're gonna need, and it might be handy just to have laying around. But before we do anything else, let's first try to figure out what resources we're gonna need to make motors. I decided I want 5 motors per minute, so that's gonna require 10 stators and 10 rotors. In order to make 10 rotors per minute, we're gonna need 50 rods and 250 screws. Lastly, there is stators. Stators need 30 pipes and 80 wire. So for the location of the factory, I decided for it to be here, since we already have iron and coal brought close here, and we also have copper on the other side somewhere over here. Right there. It's 3 nodes that are close by, and it's just relatively close. And for now, we don't really need that many encased stuff. Encased industrial beams, and if we do, we already have quite a lot, as you can see here. So for now, we're going to remove all of this and start building our mortar factory. And just like that, everything's gone. So let's put down a foundation real quick. I have still not really planned this out at all. So I'm just going to build a foundation and try to use all the space in there. And if we need more space, then we'll just add another floor. And we'll go from there. Currently, it's a 6 by 6. So yeah, I'm gonna try to think about what I'm gonna do, and I'll be back with you in a bit. So I decided to go with a 7 by 6 foundation. And I want the iron coming from probably this way, since it's closest by. Yeah, I'll come through here. And we'll have a row of smelters right here. Let's just make sure our splitter fits in here, and it does. Since we're gonna need 112 iron, I'm gonna use level 2s, mark 2s in between, and mark 1s connecting to the smelter. After that, we just gotta put all of these to smelt iron. And since we unlocked this, we're gonna need the last smelter to be at a 75% clock speed. And that should make it where it requires less iron and less resources. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this right here. Just so it starts sending the stuff all the way through. I know it's still not connected to power, but you know, it doesn't hurt. And now on this end, I'm going to merge them all together. And once again, since it's transporting 112 iron, we're going to use level 2s in between. And yeah, that should do it for us. This is the smelting part done. Now we have to work on the iron rods. Now all this iron is going to be broken up into 7 constructors, which I'll maybe put all along this side. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. But before I do that, let me guide this into a splitter right about there. Hopefully the constructor fits in, and it does. Great. As of now, I put this one here because we need 7 and they all didn't fit there, sadly. And we're gonna have all this extra space to do I don't know what to it. But let's just continue making this work. Since they're only transporting 124, I'm gonna use Mach 2s in between. And I'm gonna use Mach 1s, Mark 1s connecting to the constructor. Now these should be making rods. This one over here will be clocked at 50%. So it's gonna make 7.5 per minute, which is what we want since we only really need 62.5 rods per minute. We don't need the extra. So we're trying to make it as efficient as we can and not waste any of the resources. So now the next big step is gonna be making screws. You know, I've been trying to get a what do you call it? An alternate screw recipe, but I've had a hard time. And I don't know which ones are good or bad. So I'm probably gonna do some research later on after this video and try to rescan these for better better recipes and pick the ones I want and the ones I don't want. So yeah, that's coming up soon. So now that we've connected the inputs, now we have to merge all the outputs. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the tricky part, I believe, is gonna be not this, because it's not that tricky. You know, I'm starting to think that I'm gaining the hang of this game, because it's not that difficult to think about what you need and what you don't need. I just gotta remember to connect stuff. Because that's an ongoing thing with me. I always do something and forget to connect something, which is not good. Not good at all. You know what? Since we don't need this space, maybe I could do something with this. I have unlocked... Oh, you know what? I should have just probably left the floor there. I have unlocked better stuff, so let's try to experiment with this architecture stuff. So I wanna... Oh wow, these are big. I was not expecting them to be that big. I thought they were gonna be like small, like light bulbs, and I was gonna make pillars here, but that's huge. We don't want that. Okay, so they're all big. Are they? Yeah. I don't know what case I would use those. Yeah, I was looking for something more like that, but yeah, those things are big, huh? Alright, well, this is gonna be for afterwards. You know, so far it's not looking so bad. I mean, I kind of wasted some time doing this, but hey, that's besides the point. It's a point in... It's something. I don't know what, but it's a point in something. Okay, so now we gotta figure out where we're gonna put this up. So I was kind of hoping I was gonna bring it up there somewhere. Just about there. Alright, so like I was saying before, we need 7 constructors and one is going to be underclocked to 25%. So this is bringing 62.5 rods, and I'm thinking about making the constructors along this side. Just make sure we leave enough space for the merger. Now we need a splitter right here. Split that direction. Since it's bringing, again, 62 rods, we don't really need the best conveyors we can get. Let's just repeat that a lot of times. So yeah, oh, I almost forgot about this guy over here. This lonely one. But since this one's lonely all the way over here, we can use this one. It's gonna be underclocked to 25%. So it makes 10 screws per minute, because in total we want 240 screws, so let's just double check our math. 40 times 6 is 240 plus the 10 is 250, so everything should be correct. And now let's just merge everything. Which way? Would it be that way? Do you want it to be that way? Yeah, that makes sense being that way. So this should be the screw part done. And for rotors, we're gonna need the rods, which I didn't really think about until now. I'm gonna be honest with you. So let's see. Oh, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of stuff. Rotors needs rods and screws. So let's see where our rods are at. Here are the rods. So maybe we could just split off one of you. Or the rods get taken up there, we could split it up there. Yeah, let's see what we can do up there. So the rod, ooh, I just had an idea. This one gets split up over here, but we want to prioritize the rods a little bit more than that. So we could technically just add a splitter here and add a lift here. Like so. It is a bit crammed in there, but it's okay. It is okay. And this is where the rods are gonna be. Right here. Like so. Rods are gonna come here, come down. So for the assembler, we need rods and screws. So let's just go and put that down. I do believe we're gonna need 3, so let's just go ahead and do that. 1. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot I have my blueprint for assemblers that already has this made. So that's very, very nice. Let's go ahead and use this. Let me just make sure it's not off the thing. Ooh, that is gonna be a problem though. I can already tell. Maybe not. Could I scoot it back one more? Oh yeah, it's not. I'll just have to switch this one around. But yeah. Okay, now we have to figure out how we're gonna connect this. So let's just connect all of this. What needs what? Oh yeah, we have to change the recipe to rotors. Rotors, rotors, rotors. So 20 rods per minute and 100 screws. Nothing exceeds a lot. I'm just gonna make these all be level 1 just for the sake of it. I mean level 2. And this one we're gonna have to change, I forgot. We're gonna have to change it to be like this. Split. You know what I forgot? I forgot these lifts have a level 1 in them. Alright, I'm gonna change all of this and fix this. It's because when I made my blueprint thing, I kind of forgot that they had that in them. Hopefully those are connected. If they're not, just go ahead and connect it. I don't know. Seems to be connected, but we'll find out in a bit if they're not. Here, we're just going to connect it like that. Or should I maybe make this one connect like this? Ooh. Seems like we're gonna have to move this a little bit closer than we'd like. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's gonna work. So let's get rid of all of this now. You know, what I'm really hoping for is for it to work. Again, I'm gonna use level 2s. Oh no. I've done messed up. We're gonna have to replace all of these. Like so. Connect, connect, and connect. Now everything should be linked up and... Hey, I used should. Didn't say everything was linked up, I said it should be linked up. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna bring the rods in through the bottom. And screws are gonna come up through here. Unless it can't, in which we just use a conveyor lift. And connect it like so. So now that that's working, we have officially finished, well, mostly finished, just gotta merge these. The rotor situation here. Is it lined up? There we go. So, not that I'm not confident in my build, but I'm gonna go ahead and connect everything and see if it's working before I do anything else. So I'll be back once that's done. So everything is now connected to the power and we just gotta wait for everything to fill up. So far it seems it's working okay. I mean, the last one probably doesn't have enough resources right now. Oh no, it does. Okay, well, now we gotta move on to the next floor because we're gonna need pipes. Because basically the rotor part is done. We're just gonna send this up somewhere. Don't know where yet, so we're gonna leave this open as of now. But what we are gonna do is move on to the next floor. I realized we need coal for this, I mean iron for this, and the coal's gonna come from that way. So I'm probably gonna drag iron out of this with this splitter and make it go that way. Just so we have it coming from the same location. So where am I gonna make it come in? Luckily we have these conveyor walls, which we could just put stuff to go in there, I'm pretty sure. Like this. So we could just simply not guess and have things come in like this. Which is very neat. That's gonna bring coal and iron, which we only need a little bit. Alright, anyways. Now we need a foundry right here. Which I'm pretty sure we could just link up like this. Ta-da! This is gonna make steel, which makes 45 per minute. So now we just need 2 constructors. One's gonna be underclocked at 50%. So it technically only needs 10 per minute. And the other one's gonna be 100% and it's 30, which means we have used most of the stuff. Alright, and now what we need is to get the copper done. So let's get the copper over here, but before we do that, let's try to lay out what we're gonna do here. So in reality, we need 2 smelters here. 1, 2. We're gonna merge over here. And then we're gonna go into 3 constructors. So now we put them alongside here. Alright, so this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna put 3 constructors here. 2, 3. Splitters going like this, except this one. Make sure they're all connected. And now we just have to rotate this to output this way. Boom. Now theoretically this should work, and these are all gonna make wire. And this one's gonna be making the remaining 20 per minute. Yep. 30, 60, and 80, because in total we need 80, so that's why we're doing that. And now we have the wire done. So, yay. First, let's see where our rotors are gonna go up. So they're right here. Is there something right above here? Oh yeah, there is. Okay, so we're gonna have to make it right here. So let's bring this all the way here. I can turn right here. And we'll just bring it right up. Like so. So the rotors are coming through there, so that means we're gonna need an assembler somewhere here that's gonna connect the rotors and oh well, if I get the orientation right. Oops. That's gonna connect the rotors right there to make motors. So technically speaking, we're gonna need a conveyor stopping through here somewhere. That's gonna bring the stators over here. So maybe we can have these two aiming like this. Right? 1, 2. And we have to do this. And the mergers, or splitters. Make sure to connect everything, including this, to that. What? How? Make sure it's aligned, delete, and connect. Connect this, and we have to do the same for this one. You know, one thing that probably make it easier, I could have just connected this directly like this. Alright, now these are going to be making stators, which need the steel pipes we're making here, and the wire we're making here. That just means we can connect this all the way over here. And this is just gonna connect somewhere. Alright. First, let's try to merge these together so we know where to put this conveyor at. How am I gonna do this? We'll do a curve. Like that. And then we're gonna need mergers here. Guiding. I don't know, that looks good to me. Kind of bumping in there. So it's gonna guide it this way. And put it up. And that should be it, right? Yeah. This is the end of the factory. Now let's just hook it up to power and hope it works. Because we have been known for making stuff and it ends up not working. And then here we could just have a storage right here. If I align it properly. Boom. So as I was gonna connect it to the power, I realized this wasn't connected to anything. Not the coal or nothing. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick by simply putting down a splitter. Like that, and we're gonna bring this all the way down to here. Okay, now that that's connected, let's continue connecting the power. So we're back. And now everything is operational and going. Unless it's not. Why is this not working? Why is it not doing anything? Oh. Either way, it's not taking in the stators. Why are they not coming in? Oh, I see. I mean, the pipes are not coming in. Oh, wow. How come I'm always missing something? Hello? Okay, so everything should be coming in now. Just gonna go ahead and fill this up for the time being. Okay, so yeah, this is it. My motor factory is complete. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to make my factory look a little bit better, so and just like that, we're done with our factory. Doesn't look that bad. This is it. The end of the episode. I hope y'all enjoyed and hope to see y'all next time. Bob, signing out.